Class, I'm pretty disappointed in you. Mainly because you have been building your Yu-Gi-Oh decks completely wrong. There are actually quite the few false narratives that used to be true back in old school Yu-Gi-Oh, but this is 2025. I put up like 12, but you get my point. A lot of these things are no longer true. Today, not only will I be destroying those common Yu-Gi-Oh myths, kind of like how you're gonna destroy the subscribe button, I'll also be breaking down the new way you guys should be thinking. Remember, challenge everything. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with y'all, big dogs? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. Today, we're going to be making a video that I think will not only be really helpful for new and upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh players, but also incredibly helpful for advanced Yu-Gi-Oh players that may need a little bit of brushing up. Of course, this information is something that you can use whether you're playing against friends, whether you're playing at a local level event, or even the highest level of competition. Overall, Yu-Gi-Oh is about being a better person, being a better you, and I am here to challenge a lot of the old concepts Yu-Gi-Oh players used to have. But first, just a little bit of promotion. Listen here, big dogs, I'm technically a teacher twice, which is kind of scary. One is teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th graders English with a little bit of math, and 2 is teaching you how to up your game. And as you guys already know, teachers, our salary is, let's not talk about that. So if you guys want to help the channel and get some amazing sleeves in the process, consider going to TheCaliEffect.com for your Raven Wing sleeve. That's right, big dogs. Not only do I have the best sleeves on the entire market, the proceeds go into keeping me off the street because teaching don't pay enough. You can also find other cool things like playmats, cloth, and rubber alike. And 2 other ways you guys can support is if you're ever buying anything on TCG Player, use my link down below, or consider joining the Patreon as a special thank you for helping me pay my editors. But now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about some really popular beliefs and let's debunk them. The first one is one that actually sparked this entire video. My close fans probably noticed that I always play 42 cards in my Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and it sparked a lot of questions. Why don't I play 40? It is better. Theoretically, if you're playing 40 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you are going to be able to see your important cards more often than not. I mean, 40 is smaller than 42, so it only makes sense. Not really. You will be surprised to know that there's almost no mathematical difference between 40 and 43 cards. You don't believe me? All right, I got you. I wouldn't believe me either. And to be so for real, if your teacher ever told you that you were going to use advanced math later in your life and you said, you're actually wrong, kind of. Because we're using advanced math, we're just not doing advanced math, man. I don't know anything past pre-algebra. This right here, big dogs, is a Yu-Gi-Oh probability calculator. It's actually going to give you the percentage chance of you opening any or multiple Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you play inside of your deck. This is one of those sub lessons that I want to teach while I'm teaching you about 40 versus 42 and 43, is that mathematically, if you build your deck to win, you will have a better chance at winning. Yu-Gi-Oh is exactly like sports, and any single time an athlete or Yu-Gi-Oh player can have an edge over somebody else, they'll take it. It's the reason why performance enhancement drugs are banned. So if you play American football, you already know the cheat code to American football is track. And if you played any sport, you would know the cheat code to be able to perform at a high level of every single sport in the world, except for esports, is plyometrics. And to break it down for the people that don't play sports, it's almost like gaming inside of a luxury chair with your preferred mouse, keyboard, or controller, and having your preferred caffeine, whether it's coffee or an energy drink, versus not doing those. It is a literal cheat code. You'll perform better. And then you'll be able to figure out really cool things like this. So if I take this out, we're going to be measuring the probability of getting a starter. We're playing 12 starters and we want to see a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3. The deck size is 40. If the deck size goes to 42, oh my God, nothing changes. If the deck size goes to 43, oh my God, nothing changes. Not really enough for it to matter. The difference between 85.25% and 83.70% is so slim of a percentage, you very much could ignore it. But the math even goes further when you start to play 15 starters inside of modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks. So let me go ahead and increase that to 15. 86.14%. 86%. You actually get more consistent. It is incredibly important to understand how math works when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! In modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, most strategies have between 12 to 15 plus starters. When you play that many starters inside of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Strategy, it actually becomes productive to bump up the count of your deck. Not only can you fit some of those cards that are really important, probably even game-breaking, that you couldn't normally fit inside of 40 because you gotta make tough choices. It actually makes it a lot easier for you to be able to side out some of those cards when you're going into the next games. I think mathematically it would only make sense to say that 42 is higher than 40, giving you more variance and more cards that you can side out to be able to side in. And mathematically, as you can see, we debunked you needing to have exactly 40 cards in every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck, though I will say it's case by case. I also want to really point out how this probability works. When you see an 80+% chance of you drawing that card, it doesn't mean that if you don't draw your starters in one game, you're guaranteed to draw the starters in the next game. It means for every given instance, you have that percentage chance. This is really important when it comes to deck building, because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players have something called confirmation bias, which is something else I want to talk about. I know every single one of you guys know a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player that says something like this.
Oh, when I play this card, it always opens in my hand.
That can be said for the good cards, that can be said for the bad cards, it could literally be said for anything. What I notice is that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players use that as an excuse to not play a particular card. You see, human psychology is really weird, and I guess we're going from math to psychology. If you only focus on the bad things, then you will only recall the bad instances where things happen. Like when players were playing Pot of Desires and losing their most important cards from their deck. The percentage chance is very low if you play 3 copies, but when it does happen, you'll remember it, and remember every single time. And the same thing could be said for the other way around. A player remembering opening the perfect hand or the perfect cards every single time. Big dogs, while I do believe in luck, I believe in math just a little bit more. You can always go to that deck probability counter and math out the exact answer you need. And those numbers are tried and true every single time. So if you start noticing that your deck is bricking and the math is starting to say that your deck is a walking brick, you probably should start changing things, which actually brings me to my next point. So many Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are playing way too many bricks inside of their decks. I really hate to do this to hero players, but I think they're the perfect example. On my Master Duel account, I made a short talking about why heroes can never be competitive on the way that it is. And to be honest with you guys, I think that it could be worth a real video, because everybody does have an opinion on heroes, whether they love or hate them, and the deck does get enough support almost every single year to be more powerful. It just falls short. The biggest reason is simply because of the math. I'm not going to be biased here. I'm just going to go ahead and go into YugiohProDeck.com. Also, shout out to them. Type in hero and pull up a couple of hero lists. Now, of course, heroes haven't topped any events whatsoever in so long, so I can't be like, oh, these are the best hero decks, but you're going to kind of get the reason why. All of these hero decks have the meta tag, meaning that they're trying to be the best version available, so I think that adds to it. So heroes actually play way too many bricks to be a powerhouse Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck. And this can pretty much all be done through math. All we have to do is simply point out the cards that we don't want to our hand. There's 1 with Shadow Mist, 2 with Neos, 3 with Honest Neos, 4 with Wing Kribo level 6, 5 with Liquid Man, 6 with both Increase, and 7, I guess, 8 with Plasma, 9 with Dark Calling, and 10 with Favorite Contact. Oh, of course, 11 with Miracle Fusion. Who would have guessed? Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, I didn't point out opening cards like Destiny Hero Malicious, because those cards could be good in conjunction with Vision Hero Ferris, but we'll talk about that math in a little bit. But right now, I have 11 cards inside of a 45 card deck that are undesirable. All we have to do is go to the calculator. This is a 45. We have 11 cards of it. And since we can draw all 5 of those cards, the maximum goes up to 3. We have a 77.22% chance of opening at least 1 undesirable card. That may not seem like much, but when we get into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, opening undesirable cards could cost you the game. Between players having 15 1-card Yu-Gi-Oh! Starters and having 20 hand traps, it's a big reason why heroes are incredibly hard to compete with. And this is just another example on how you can use that math to your advantage. Taking the calculator and running the percentage chance that you will draw undesirable cards, if you're playing a 40-card deck in modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, you typically want 1 to 2 undesirable cards, maybe. cards that are really essential and important parts of your combo that you really can't play without, but unfortunately, they still are undesirable. And that's what brings me to my very last point. A lot of you guys, like hero players, are playing undesirable cards. You see, the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is that while you can play any cards you want and as many cards as you want up to 60, there is a maximum allotment of cards that you should be playing inside of your deck that are bomb Yu-Gi-Oh cards, cards that can be tide turning. It's one of the reasons why very powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards like Witch's Strike and Harpy's Feather Duster are no longer being played inside of players' decks, or not being played at all. It's simply because, just like what I made in the hero statement, it limits the consistency of your Yu-Gi-Oh strategy. I think I might have to elaborate a little bit more on this one in a different video, but basically what I'm saying is that those really, really powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards that can win you games are often unnecessary for your deck. Your engine, or the main part of your deck, like if you're playing, I don't know, Fire King, Solomon Great, some of the good cards should be the cards that decide your game. And the non-engine cards like hand traps and board breakers should be the things that stop your opponent in a timely manner. Those obsessive Yu-Gi-Oh cards that players are playing inside of the deck are actually costing them games. But like I said before, we might have to do a deep dive of that on another video. So class, I do have an assignment for you. Whether you're a Slifer Slacker, a Reading Raw, or an outstanding Obelisk, this is really, really important. This is a new series that I plan on doing on my channel. And if you guys want to learn more about this aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm going to need your help. We're gonna have to appease the algorithm gods by not only posting down below in the comment section what are some things that you guys want to learn about in the next video, we're also gonna have to like this video and share it with a friend. As always, big dog, I appreciate you, and I really hope you see the vision within these videos. So if you want to learn more, go ahead and check out these. Hopefully soon we'll have another series of this so I can catch you on the next one.